All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a huge question today, one that's on the mind of any business looking to go global. How do you actually succeed in a market as dynamic and, frankly, as complex as Bangladesh? Let's figure it out.
So, picture this. You're an entrepreneur, a business leader, and you're looking at Bangladesh. You see the massive opportunity, right? The buzzing market, the potential for some serious growth. But the real question is, are you actually ready for what it takes to win there?
Because here's the thing. Success in this game isn't just about having a fantastic product or finding a buyer. Nope. It's all about flawless execution. It's about nailing every single step, from regulations to banking to logistics. It has to be perfect.
I mean, the trade landscape in Bangladesh is a high-stakes environment. We're talking about supply chains moving at lightning speed, compliance rules that have zero wiggle room, and paperwork where one tiny mistake can throw a wrench in the whole operation. Accuracy? That's not the goal. It's the bare minimum to even play the game.
So, what do these hurdles actually look like? Well, first, you've got to get registered with the Chief Controller of Imports and Exports, the CCIE. Then you need absolutely perfect customs docs, including getting your HS code right, which is basically the ID number for every product crossing a border. On top of that, you're juggling complicated banking, payments, and shipping logistics. Every single one of these is a point where things can go sideways fast.
Okay, so that sounds like a lot, I know, but here's the good news. For every complex problem, there are professionals who've already solved it. And that brings us to the real problem solvers here, the export-import consultants. You got to think of them as your expert guides. They know the terrain, they speak the language of trade, and they make the whole journey a whole lot smoother.
So, on one side of the coin, you've got export consultancy. This is all about helping you sell your products outward to the rest of the world. And it's not just about a one-time deal. It's about setting you up to sell legally, profitably, and, this is the key word, repeatedly.
And then you flip that coin over and you have import consultancy. This is all about bringing goods into Bangladesh. These folks handle everything: licensing, customs, valuation, taxes, all to make sure your goods get into the country smoothly and predictably.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The word consultant can mean a lot of different things. It's a whole spectrum of specialists out there. You can't just pick one out of a hat. You have to find the right expert for your specific needs.
Let's break down the main players, shall we? First, you've got your CNF agents. That's clearing and forwarding. They're the masters of getting your stuff through customs and handling the logistics. Then you have regulatory specialists. These are the people who live and breathe licensing and compliance, getting your ERC and IRC certificates sorted. And then there's a third type: integrated partners. These guys do it all: strategy, execution, and helping you grow your market.
To really understand why that integrated approach is such a game changer, let's zoom in on a real-world example. We're going to take a look at a company called Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TIB, to see how this all works in practice.
So where do most businesses run into trouble? It's almost always at what I call the handover points. You know, that moment when the paperwork moves from the bank to the shipper, or from the shipper to the customs agent. That's where everything can just fall apart. Why? Because a tiny little mismatch in the paperwork between two different specialists can bring your entire operation to a grinding halt.
And the difference is just night and day. With the disconnected approach, you're constantly dealing with risks, mismatches, and delays. But with an integrated partner, they don't just handle paperwork, they connect your strategy to the real-world execution. They can even help with matchmaking buyers and sellers, and they coordinate the entire process from start to finish, all with an eye on long-term, sustainable growth.
Now, that kind of know-how doesn't just happen overnight. It's built on a foundation of real-world experience. For example, the founder of TNIB, MD Joynal Abdin, brings more than 18 years to the table. We're talking decades of working with everyone from big chambers of commerce to individual entrepreneurs. That's some serious street cred. And hey, you don't have to just take my word for it. Listen to what a client from Canada, CanBiz Inc., had to say. They highlighted a quality execution, ethical practice, and being a reliable partner for sustainable growth. I mean, that's pretty much everything you could ask for, right? So let's bring it all home. Picking the right partner isn't just about operations, it's a huge strategic decision. It's really about deciding whether you want to just manage random one-off shipments, or if you're serious about building a real, scalable, global business. And if there's one core idea to walk away with, it's this. In the sometimes chaotic world of global trade, predictability isn't just a nice to have. Predictability is profit.
Every delay you avoid, every fine you don't have to pay, that goes straight to your bottom line.
And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? The right partner transforms what could be a single stressful transaction into a smooth, repeatable system, a well-oiled machine that you can count on time and time again.
So I'll leave you with the question to think about for your own business. Are you just putting out fires, managing one-off shipments as they come? Or are you strategically building a repeatable, scalable operation that's truly built for the future? Something to think about.